Hello, hello everybody. It is the time we have all been waiting for. It is time to make these peppermint cookies, you guys. I somehow always, it's right in front of me. I always lose the iPad and it's always right in front of me, you guys. But we are gonna make these peppermint cookies. I am just gonna sign or share this video to my personal Facebook page and we will get going. How is everybody? We are making our peppermint sugar cookies today. Hi, Jennifer. Super excited. I made some last night. I ate half of them, so I made 10 of them, and I ate half of them last night, and then I gave the other half to my brother a little bit ago. So I am craving them, and I want them again, so I'm excited that we are making them. Hello, Franny. Hello, Jesus. So I'm going to just share this really fast to my first personal Facebook page and some cooking groups. If you guys want to do the same, I would appreciate it. I just ask that if you do share it to groups, they are mommy and me groups or groups that you trust and know, cooking groups. Just don't share it to the My Live Video Now groups because we got some trolls a couple of days ago, and the last thing I would want is during a giveaway that a troll would win. So if that's what you want to do, share away, share to your personal Facebook page. If you have no sound, please type it to Renee. If Renee has no sound, she needs to log out of her Facebook app all the way and then log back in and the sound will come back. That is the only way to fix it. Hi, Dad. I've had a couple of people say that they've just gotten out of the video a bunch of times and finally their last try the sound came back, but the easiest way is to just sign out and sign back in. I have the worst tickle in my throat right now. It's because I just ate some food and now my throat is ticklish. All right, so what's super exciting today, you guys, not only are we making these peppermint cookies, hi Savannah, but my dad gave me permission. Okay, let me type really quick. To get sound back. To get sound back, sign out of Facebook and sign back in. Okay, so even more exciting than the peppermint cookies, which are super exciting, my dad gave me permission to open a Christmas present to help me with my cookies. So we get to open a present first. I'm gonna wait for some people to log out and log back in to get some sound before I start. Hi Macy. Hello everybody. We are making these cookies, peppermint cookies. They're so good. Talon, she tried twice. Oh no. And Renee has tried it too. Right, Joey? You can't see me. Yeah, I'm going to wait a little bit, you guys, and wait for these people to hopefully troubleshoot the app for not having any sound. I don't know why it happens. It's very rare and weird, and I'm hoping that they can get it kind of worked out before I start cooking. So what I'm going to do first, my dad gave me permission to open a present, which is exciting, so I'm going to do that. Hello from Scotland. Hello. We are making peppermint sugar cookies tonight, and they are to die for. I made some last night, so if you want to see what they look like, I posted my picture from last night. They are so delicious, so amazing, and I'm really excited to make more. So my reason for making them, Merry Christmas to you, Rose. Yeah, sometimes you have to update your Facebook app to get the sound back. That is true. So part of the reason why I made the cookies last night is because I wanted them and I was craving them really bad. The other reason being, in the recipe that I use, the lady recommends that if you want extra flavorful, chewy cookies, to put the batter, the dough, in the fridge overnight. So I didn't do it last year, and they were still amazing. I made them last night. They were phenomenal. So I'm kind of curious on if it will actually change anything about the cookie. So it's in the fridge. There's half dough in the fridge. So I'll be making a batch and a half today. So let's see if some of these people hopefully have their sound back. I don't know if the comment has showed up yet or if I put it on the wrong video, but I did post a comment of what is in my present my dad got me that he would like me to use to make my cookies. Kingston, you want to come help me open my present? Okay. He's going to help me open it, and then we will get started, and hopefully these people have some sound on their videos. Have a good show. Can't hear. Try to get in. Nothing. Your old ones work, though. Maybe next time. Yes, it showed up. Thank you. Hello, Kathy. My son is wearing my slippers. How cute. Okay. Okay. You gonna open it for me? Here you go. Right here. Keep going. He's eating dinner too, so he's only got one hand to open my present. Hi, Gabby. How are you? Okay, I'm stressed out. I'm watching it with my husband's Facebook, so I'm annoyed with Facebook. I'm sorry. At least your husband's there to share the video with you guys. And I do know that if you don't have sound while the video is live, you will have sound on the replay, so you can re-watch it. Macy says she loves your handsome haircut. Grandpa says, hi, King. Yes. Okay, so this is the present my dad got me to help with our cookies. Super fun and exciting. They come in 2 or 3 different sizes. They are cookie scoops, because if anybody has watched me on some of my episodes, I'm not the best at gauging how big cookies should be. So they come in small, medium, and large cookie scoops. They're beautiful. They come with these little velvet bags, personal bags for them. Little tiny BB scoops, and super awesome, super smooth. I think I told some of you guys that I've gotten cookie scoops in the past and they always break, always. So I'm hoping that that is not going to be the case today. I'm also going to have to experiment which size works best for tonight. Hello, everybody. Oh, you guys talked on the crib cam, so that's why he didn't take a nap today. Thank you, Dad, for talking me up to Gabby. Gabby misses you, Kingston. Do you remember Gabby at Grandpa's house, Papa's house?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you guys, we are going to get started. Hello, Anastasia. Hello. So we just opened a Christmas present from my dad, which are some awesome cookie scoops to help us with today's cookie making. Yeah. Kingston got a nice little whistle for Christmas from his daycare provider.
You want to hear this?
Isn't that so beautiful? Okay, can you go eat your dinner, please, and then come back later? Okay.
But I want to draw something.
Okay.
I'm getting the paper.
No, there's paper right there. You can draw on that.
Okay.
Okay, you guys, let's get started. These cookies are to die for. So excited. You guys have no idea. I ate enough of them last night, but I want more. And like I said, I let my brother have the last of them before he went to work. So, Kingston, remember what I said. If you're going to be in here, you have to be super quiet so everyone can hear me. So I always wipe out my bowls or anything that have been sitting on the counter or the cupboard. You never know what dust mites or anything that have gotten into there. You don't want it in your cookies. Honey, did you hear what I said? You want to be really quiet and not talk so that Mama can cook, okay? Okay? You want cookies, right?
I'm just talking.
You want cookies, right? Yes? No?
Yes. I do want cookies.
There you go. So you gotta be extra quiet, please. Go eat your dinner in color, please. Pretty please. You gotta eat your dinner, baby. Then go get your dinner and bring it in here. All right, you guys. Enough fighting with my 4-year-old. Yeah, I hear it for the king again. His awesome concert playing skills. All right. So I have my oven set at 350. We are gonna mix together the shortening and the butter. It calls for unflavored shortening, so you don't want the butter flavored, you just want the regular unflavored Crisco. I like these little pre-packaged ones. They're kind of like packaged like butter. Instead of just scooping it out of the Crisco container, I like these pre-packaged ones. So we're gonna do 2/3 of a cup of unflavored shortening. I saved my one from last night, but it's not enough for tonight. And 2/3 is kind of tricky when it comes to tablespoons. because it's not an even amount. It's like 10.678 tablespoons is 2/3 of a cup. So I'm just gonna use a fresh thing of Crisco because the 2/3 is marked on it so that I can get it a little more exact. So room temperature Crisco, room temperature butter. It does say in the recipe not to melt it or soften it. It needs to just be room temperature. So you do have to have a little bit of pre-planning when you want to make these. Hello, Kathy. Oh my gosh, bacon fat. No, Dad, gross. No bacon fat in the cookies. All right, so 2/3 shortening. We're gonna put that off to the side now that we are done with it. And then we want 2/3 unsalted butter at room temperature. So, like I said, it's 10.6 some tablespoons. So we've got 8 here. Room temperature, so it's gonna be a little messy. Since coloring us a picture, you guys. Clarine, you hate bacon. So does my brother. Anything with bacon, count him out. He won't even try it. All right, so we've got 8, and we need 2, a little over 2.5. Not an exact science by any means when it comes to squishy butter, but we are going to do our best. There we go. I'm trying to keep all of my trash consolidated today so that I don't make a huge mess for myself. Hello, everybody. All right, so we are going to beat together the Crisco, the butter, and then we are going to do 2 cups of granulated sugar. Hi, Grayson. Are you eating your dinner? Did you guys notice that Grayson is in a better mood today when I'm not cooking his dinner on live show and he is fed already? Last show, he was a little hangry at us while I was trying to cook. So, thankfully, he's not mad at me today. All right, so we've got all of that in here. All right, so we are going to mix this all together until it is light and creamy. You want it nice, light, fluffy. You want to cream your butter. So you want your butter and your sugar nice and creamed pieces. I see it, baby. Thank you. You guys see his wonderful coloring? He's working on a rainbow, he said. Thank you. So you want your butter and your sugars creamed together, nice and light and fluffy. It'll make your sugar cookies nice, light, and fluffy. No bacon and cookies. Yes, Bill, welcome. Did you receive your giveaway gift today? It did say it was delivered, so I hope you received it. So I'm just going to scrape down the sides and give it another turn. Yep, Grayson's peeking to see if anything's done that he can eat. Then he's going back to watch Spider-Man. All right, so we want it nice, fluffy. I will show you what it's supposed to look like. So nice, light, fluffy. Let's get the light to focus. See, nice incorporated, nice, light, and fluffy. Hello, Elisa. All right. Oh, Speedy. Grayson's running. All right. I'm sorry, guys. He is pantsless. He woke up from his nap and was a little toasted, so he has no pants on. All right. So we got that nice and fluffy. Now we're going to mix in our egg and egg yolk corn syrup. You guys know how I am. I don't ever crack my eggs directly into my mixer because there is no going back once there is shells in there. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to separate out my egg white and egg yolk. I am hoping you guys saw that as best as possible. Grayson, no. You crack it, and then you very carefully scoop your egg yolk back and forth allowing the whites to fall away from the shell. And we just want the yolk part. So we're gonna use that. And I'm gonna wash my hands really quick, rinse this out. Grayson, buddy, you gotta be real quiet for mama, please. All right, and then we want the whole other egg. So you want 1 full egg and 1 egg yolk. Grayson.
Mama made a story.
Yeah, that's so good, buddy.
Is it cool?
It's so funny. It's like they know that you guys are on here watching me because they normally would not be bothering me in the kitchen until the food was done and ready to eat some cookies. But they know you guys are on here, and so they come over to talk and hang out. Look at that sun and the grass. You did so good. All right, so our egg and our egg yolk are in there.
I'm almost done.
Kingston. Thank you. All right, so 1 large egg, 1 egg yolk, 1 tablespoon of light corn syrup. It doesn't say in the recipe light or dark, but obviously our cookies are very, very light in color. So we just use the light corn syrup. Scoop that in there. So 1 tablespoon of corn syrup. Slowly but surely put all my ingredients off to the side. And then vanilla extract. It calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I am just using the Simply Organic vanilla from my grocery store. Super expensive, but I feel like all vanilla is. Bill, thank you for sending it. I'll put frosting on Grayson's nose when the frosting is done. Thank you. Love the bowl. Go Buzz, always. Beautiful drawing, they said. Okay, so we're doing 2 teaspoons of vanilla. He said thank you. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And we're going to put that cap on. All right, so we've got our egg yolk, our corn syrup, and our vanilla. And we're going to beat all that stuff in, and then once we're done with that, we're gonna add the peppermint. So, what I did last night, the recipe gives you 2 options. You can do 1/4 of a teaspoon of peppermint and more peppermint candies, or do 1/2 teaspoon of peppermint and less peppermint candies. So last night I did 1/2 teaspoon of peppermint and less peppermint candies. I would say the cookies themselves don't look as colorful as if I were to put more candies in there. I don't use candy canes, and maybe they would be a little bit more red if I was using candy canes, but I'm just using peppermint candies, so there's a lot of white on those. You want to get this beat in, you want to keep it nice, light, and fluffy. I will show you what I mean. So we have all that stuff in there. You want it nice, light, and fluffy like it was with the sugar and the butter. Now it's just a little orange or a little yellow in color because of the eggs, but that's. Thank you, buddy. We will look at your story in just a second. So, the point of why I was telling you that. So tonight I'm gonna do just 1/4 teaspoon of peppermint extract and more candies. What I am going to say, cannot stress it enough, when you go to the store to get extract, there's mint and there's peppermint. Please, please, please make sure you get peppermint. Peppermint is the red peppermint candies for the holidays. Mint is just green, what's it called? Can't remember what they call it, like when it comes to gum. It's like wintergreen. It's just a completely different flavor. So just make sure you pay attention that it says peppermint and not just mint on it. So we're just going to do 1/4 teaspoon. A little goes a long way. So if you don't like peppermint, don't use a lot of it. You can also use this recipe as just regular sugar cookies. If you need a good sugar cookie recipe, just keep the vanilla, don't add the peppermint, and you have a good sugar cookie. If that is what you would like. So we're going to just beat that in. Can you go get your dinner, please? Then you don't get any cookies. Okay, good. All right, so we just beat that in there, get it nice and incorporated. I'm just gonna scrape down the sides. Make sure all of our egg yolks and everything are mixed in there. Okay, so there we go. Carol, you better get on it. Spearmint. Thank you, Sue. They are the best, seriously, the best cookies ever. If you like peppermint, and even I think if you don't. I don't think my husband was a huge fan, but he did like them last night. All right, so we've got all of that beat in there. Then we're going to, I'm going to scoot this off to the side. I don't need it. Thank you. And we are going to put our flour, baking powder, salt, and peppermint crunch together. I always like to sift my ingredients together. Sometimes, obviously, for the chunks and clumps that could be in there. But the main reason is it gets incorporated together better than just mixing it around. So we're going to do 3.5 cups of flour. Hi, Buzz. He got a new Buzz from his daycare lady. And he is so excited because he's always sad at night when he has to go to bed and he has to put his Buzz Lightyears away because I don't let them sleep with hard toys. They can only have stuffed animals in bed. And he doesn't have a stuffed Buzz, but his daycare lady got him a stuffed Buzz Lightyear, which is awesome. All right, so it calls for Kingston.
My present is I don't know what it is.
Okay, thank you, buddy. I'll talk to him. Thank you. All right, so we're going to do 3.5 cups of flour. So I did 2 cups. Then I'm going to add my 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Kingston, please sit on the seat.
I want to show.
Kingston, don't make me say it again.
I want to show.
They've seen it. Please sit down. I asked you very nicely. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of baking powder in here so that it gets nice and mixed in with the flour.
I showed them.
Yes, you guys, you can smell the cookies already. That peppermint is so pungent. It's so good. It smells refreshing. All right, so we're going to do the 2 cups in there and the 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now we're going to do our, 3.5 cups. So we're going to do another cup and then half of a cup. And that's going to be our flour mixture. Looks like I'm going to need to refill my powder and flour and sugar containers here before I do another recipe. Working our way down through our ingredients. They have lasted a while. All right, so that's 3.5 cups of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and then we're going to do half a teaspoon, I believe, half a teaspoon of salt. I am really shocked Grayson just smacked his head on the table and he didn't cry. I'm really, really, really shocked. So half a teaspoon of salt. Get all of our stuff put away. So I like to do this, you guys, like I said, not because there were any clumps or anything that we really needed to sift out, but I really feel like it mixes up and divides up those ingredients, so that they're nice and incorporated and you don't have spots of lots of salt or spots of lots of flour. So like I've shown before on my recipes and in my shows, something that I learned that had a lot to do with my lack of success when it came to baking. Anytime I wanted to bake anything, it never turned out correctly. And I found out from a close friend of mine, we were baking together and I was doing something and she corrected me. When it comes to dry ingredients, you need to use specific measuring cups for dry ingredients. It's not done. When it comes to dry ingredients, you want to use measuring cups like these. When it comes to wet ingredients, those are our glass measuring cups. They have different increments on them. A cup in liquid is different than a cup in solids. I didn't know that, but it really can make or break you when it comes to baking. It is an exact science. Something that I have started doing recently, if a recipe says it, I have a kitchen scale now, and when it calls for grams, I am measuring out it in grams instead of using cups, different measuring cups for different things. It gets to be a mess. Instead, I'm just putting my bowl on, tearing the scale, adding it in per gram, and it has really saved me. Not many recipes right now do that because, you know, it is the metric system and people don't really function that way. A lot of people don't have scales, but it really is a lot easier to bake instead of using all these different cups. Corinne, I didn't know it either. It was 4 years ago, I think my friend taught me. Literally nothing I ever made worked out. pie crust, cookies, nothing. And I did not understand, did not know that. I only had one measuring cup. Even once I had solid and liquid measuring cups, I didn't know that there was a difference. I just grabbed whichever one was handy, and it does make a huge difference. So I know I have been talking to you guys about this measuring cup. This is my favorite measuring cup of all time. 2 reasons. Obviously, anything sticky that you put in here, peanut butter, mayonnaise, honey, whatever you put in here that's sticky, ooey gooey, is not going, it's not going to stick to your sides. You're not going to be struggling to get it in and out of the measuring cup. What I also love about it is that it does liquid and solid, and it has a different line on the top to show where you fill it if it's a liquid and where you fill it if it's a solid. So it really, really helps when it comes to that. Always, my dogs are always waiting for stuff to drop. It never fails. They always drop something. The other day, I dropped like a cup of powdered sugar on the floor, and they were on it like white on rice. It was hilarious. I'm like, it's powdered sugar, and they were just covered in it, and they were loving their lives. It never fails. Hello, April. Okay, so we have our flour, our salt, our baking powder. Next, we are going to do our peppermint crunch, I believe. I'm going to double check. Yep, our peppermint crunch. So what it calls for is half a cup of crunch sprinkles. Well, I don't know what that means. I'm sure you can buy them at the grocery store. I have peppermint sprinkles here, but it's like little tiny peppermint sugars. So what I did is I took little peppermint candies. I was gonna see, I wonder if these, I bet these are peppermint and spearmint mixed together. Otherwise I would use them. I can't tell by smelling them. So what I do is I just got little peppermint candies, and I just go through the painful process of unwrapping them all, and then I break them all up, and then I put them into... Jennifer, I'm glad you got that measuring cup. It is awesome. It is my favorite measuring cup. I just got mine recently, but my Aunt Linda used to always cook with it, and so I remembered it. I was walking through the store with my husband, and I'm like, oh, I have to have it. And he's like, really, out of everything in this cooking store, yeah, that's what you need? And I'm like, yes, this is it. Like, if you buy this for me today, I won't ask for anything else in this store. And he's like, all right, if you say so. So that's always really fun. So we're gonna just unwrap these candies. I think last year I had my dad helping me with this process, and then it's okay, Sharon. We are just in the middle of making our cookies. We have our wet ingredients all mixed together. We have our dry ingredients mixed together. Now we are just adding our peppermint crunch, which is super yummy. I just add peppermint cookies in. It gives it a little bit of color. And like I explained to you guys last night when I made it, I did half a teaspoon of peppermint, and I did probably only a fourth of a cup of peppermint crunch, I think. I feel like, yeah, I think I used at least half, if not less than half. And I feel like the cookies just didn't look as pretty without all the red in it from all the different peppermint candies. Bill, I am so glad you guys have all bought it. I do have a link on my Facebook now that is set up that actually I get a percentage of it. It's not much, but I've sold a couple of things through my links, you guys, and thank you for buying through my links. So I have a little bit. I think so far all it has paid for is the fees of having the link, but it still shows that you guys want to support me, and I appreciate it so much. So awesome. I've got 3 more candies left. We're gonna stick it in the Ziploc bag, and we are going to pulverize them in the bag, and then we are gonna measure it out and mix it into our cookie batter. Yes, so last year Hi, baby. Last year I let my dad and my son, who was, I think it was 2 years ago now. My dad and my son, who was 2 at the time, I let them be in charge of breaking up the candies for me while I was baking. So that's what they did. Uh-oh, sounds like Buzz hit the ground. So this is what we're gonna do. Put this on a towel so that it's not ungodly loud. And you are just gonna break up all the peppermint candies. Like I said, you can use candy canes, and I think peppermint candy canes would give you a little bit more red in your cookies. You want them fairly small because they're going to be in your cookies. So you don't want huge crunches in there. I think also the year that my dad and I made these, we didn't have peppermint extract. And my awesome scientific father figured out a way to extract the peppermint from the candies to make extract for me so we could make the cookies. No. How much of your food have you eaten? So we're going to do half a cup of these, you guys, which is about perfect. You got to eat them all.
I don't want to. I get some.
All right. Woo!
I drank some of them.
Okay, buddy. Now we're gonna bring our mixer back.
Wait.
My sweatshirt is I think polyester. It's a Sherpa is what they call it these days. Yes, you are welcome, Patty. I hope you enjoyed them. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. You did help. Super awesome. Grandpa said awesome reindeer antlers. Vodka dissolved the candies into an extract. Yes, Kingston, but we need to be super quiet, please.
Mom, please, can
I gave you my answer. So if you eat your chicken nuggets, you can have a candy cane. I made enough for both of you. Why are both of you not having any? You guys, kids are crazy. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to add just a little bit at a time. You guys, hey. Why are you yelling at him?
Mean to the cat.
Don't be mean to the cat, Grayson. I'm just going to give this a little turn to get those peppermint crunch candies mixed in. Just mix it around just a little bit. Then we're just do a little bit at a time. Don't overwhelm your mixer. And just don't overmix it. Just do it a little bit at a time, and then we will make sure it gets all mixed in at the end. I just don't want a big cloud of flour from mixing it too much at once. Yeah, isn't that super awesome, Jennifer? My dad is he's always the more scientific baker when it comes to stuff. He always wings it when it comes to recipes, even when he's baking. So he always has some neat tips and tricks. And that just shows you how bad we wanted these cookies that year. And it was like a snowstorm outside, so nobody was going to make it into town. Anastasia, so when we went to make them a couple years ago, I didn't have peppermint extract. And so what you do is you take the peppermint candies in the vodka, and you mix peppermint candies and vodka together, and it dissolves it, and it creates peppermint extract. So my dad did that for us so that we could enjoy the cookies that year because we wanted them so bad, and it was an awful, awful snowstorm. So I'm just mixing this, you guys. It's just barely, just mix it until it is combined. So I'm just doing little switches on and off till I don't see chunks of flour anymore. And I'm scraping down the sides to make sure everything gets mixed in. All right. There we go. Our cookie dough is done, I believe. We're gonna double check, make sure we got everything in there, because it would be a shame if we missed a step. Yes, so now it is time to,
You're not getting that cookie.
now I can't stand. Now it is time to make our cookies. So I'm gonna pull out. So like I told the people that were watching in the beginning, I made cookie dough last night because the recipe said if you want extra flavorful, chewy cookies to refrigerate the dough overnight. So I made a batch. I ate half last night, not refrigerated, and I refrigerated the other half of the dough. So we will be able to see today if it really makes a difference at all. I'm gonna get shifted around so you guys can see what you guys are gonna do to shape these cookies, because that's gonna be a little different. My blue spatula says, we'll get it pulled off. I think my mom got this for me too. If you can't stand heat, get out the kitchen. So, it doesn't say the last part, but it just has a finger to get out. So we have our cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. We are gonna grab our cookie scoop. We're gonna see which size works best for how I know these go. But what we also need to do is half a cup. No, so we need, oh, what does it say? You need half a cup of white sugar with coarse. Are you okay? You bumped your head? Rub it really fast. Rub it. He bumped his ear on the table. Come here. Come here. So half a cup of white sugar with coarse, what do they call it? Coarse sparkling sugar. Well, I looked everywhere at my grocery store to find coarse sparkling sugar, and the closest I could come was this, and it worked really well last night. Nice thick granules of sugar. Come here, baby. So I have regular sugar and then the coarse sparkling sugar in here. Hi, baby. Are you okay? Your ear's all red. Oh, buddy, you bruised it. Owie. Here, come here. Here you go. Okay. Got him a little ice pack for his ear. So what we're going to do with this dough, I'm going to use my fancy dancy cookie scoop. Figure out which size works best. I think we're going to go up a size. So, I think, let's see. We'll try this one and see if it's too big. So, no, those will be perfect. So you're going to scoop your cookie dough. Bug Hook hears bumps in the ears too. Yeah, he didn't want me to touch it, he said. So you're gonna scoop your cookie dough. So what I did last night, because I didn't have my cookie scoops out, scooped it, rolled it into a ball, and then you push it flat, and then you want it to be in the shape of a disc, like this, so that it flattens out a little bit, but not too bad when you bake it. Then you have your sugar, salt, and you just dip your cookie in it. Sorry, I was out of camera. So I put my cookie in here. You just kind of shake it or dip it around. I had it in a bowl last night. Tonight I have it in a bag. So you just coat the outside in that sanding sugar to make it nice and pretty. So I'm loving my cookie scoops. Kingston, go get her, please. Because I don't want her on the counter. Here. Have some of this. Here you go. Okay. You guys know me, if you've watched for a while, I don't believe in flour or eggs really being that bad for you when eaten in cookie dough. So, I do eat cookie dough raw all the time. Kingston, I gave you that so that you would help with Rizzo. So we're going to do this. I'm going to do half of the room temperature dough and half. Kingston, come here, please. And half of the refrigerated dough, and we're just gonna see. I'm not really sure what the refrigerator would really do as far as making it more flavorful. I'm not sure if, because you know, maybe eating the peppermint cold would make it more flavorful, but we are cooking it and making it warm again. So we will see if that really makes a difference. But this is how you want to prepare your cookie dough so that they're big and fluffy from the oven. We're gonna have so many cookies and I am so excited. These are by far my favorite holiday cookies. Cookie scoops are awesome. I highly recommend them if you want them. My dad sent me the link for them and I created a link and commented it into this video so that you guys can buy them directly from the video. So when I'm all done, you'll be able to look through the comment section and find the link so you guys can get these cookie scoops too. I'm telling you, every other cookie scoop I've ever gotten would have broken by now. Would have broken the second I scooped it through the cookie dough and then tried to... Kingston! Here, now, please. You didn't do your job. Come here, please. Oh. I normally put my cats away, you guys, and I always say that. And then they wake up from their naps and come and bother me while I'm baking, and I hate that. So I'm gonna wash my hands quick because I did pick my cat up, and even my family doesn't want cat hair in their cookies. All right, so we got her off the counter. She was the weirdest cat I've ever had. She loves human food. Yes, you guys, I honestly, I've been wanting a cookie scoop forever, but anytime I buy them, they would break, and I always bought them at the grocery store or Target, and they just failed me. So these are awesome, super smooth, super reliable. You can just tell by the way this is designed. Where the ones I think I buy at the store, it's up here, the little thing, and they just don't work. All right, so we did. I don't think I'm gonna be able to scoop out the refrigerated one. Hey, the cookie dough is super hard. And like I said, I'm not sure what difference it makes, like if I'm supposed to refrigerate it and then bring it back to room temperature. Like the whole thing just doesn't make sense to me. But I was cruising to break that cookie cutter there for a second.
Mama, we're sleeping in bed.
Oh, you look comfy. All right, so it's super cold. The dough is, and I'm thinking that's the only difference I can think of is, you know, while I'm baking it, it's coming from room temperature to baking and coming from fridge temperature to being baked would be the only difference. So we'll see. It's pretty hard to scoop it, but I got it going. Harder to make it into a disc, but we will see if we can even tell the difference, because I'm sure, knowing me, I won't keep track of which ones are which once they come out of the oven. So we'll see if I can tell which ones are the refrigerated kind. Oh, get these all scooped out. Yeah, this cookie scoop is awesome. I definitely would have broken any of my other ones by now with this hard refrigerated cookie dough. So like I said, you guys, I'm just sprinkling it with this sugar here on the side. The chemistry with the butter and the fat, reaction with other ingredients. I'm good, AJ. You see, it doesn't recommend them to do that, Rose. It just says to refrigerate the dough. I wasn't even sure, like, because I was thinking last night I should just roll them into discs and then put them in the fridge in discs. But I was like, well, it doesn't say that, so I'm not really sure what to do. So I just stuck it in a container and put it in the fridge. So I'm sure you could, you know, line your cookie sheet, shape your dough, and then stick it in the fridge overnight. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with that. But my cookies were already done and I was already eating them, so my desire to do any more work was gone completely because I already got the reward of the cookies. Where I probably would have thought longer about it if I still had to wait for them at all. We'll see if my brother messages me saying if the cookies are good or not. He took them to work, and so you make the balls for cookies before you refrigerate them. So, but even if I made a ball, I'd still have to flatten it like this, and this is what the hard part is. And like I said, I wonder if it's supposed to be cold, so I'm trying not to handle it too much and warm the dough up too much. But my oven is preheated, so we are gonna throw these in, and then we are gonna make our frosting for our cookies. And what I do recommend, obviously if you're making these cookies for a party or a potluck or for your family, whatever it may be, then yes, when they come out of the oven and they cool, frost them and serve them. But the recipe does say to keep your cookies like chewy and delicious, that you should let them cool most of the way. And then once they're warm, seal them in a Ziploc bag, in an airtight Ziploc bag, and then it helps with keeping them, you know, sugar cookie chewy. So that's what I do. I put them in an airtight container while they're still warm. Always be careful with your oven, you guys. Let that heat escape before you put your food in. So we're gonna bake them for 9 to 12 minutes. 9 minutes worked last night, so we'll try 9 and see how it goes. Always when you are gonna open your oven, Please, please, please back your face away. Let that heat escape before you do it. But, so I put my cookies in an airtight container, and then I just frost them as I eat them. And it also makes it easier to just store a bunch of the cookies and not have to worry about them being on top of each other and messing up the frosting. You made the recipe I made this morning for your son's Christmas party today, and they loved it. I'm glad they loved it. I made it for my son's Christmas party. Well, it turns out we were all bringing treats and stuff for ourselves. So once the Christmas program was done at their school, they're like, okay, now enjoy the snacks you guys all brought. So the kids got a nice afternoon sugar rush of Oreos and cookies and just tons of crappy food, but they loved it, so that's all that matters. Yes, and we don't typically wait. We wait long enough that our frosting doesn't melt off the top, because last night I rushed it a little bit, and I was like putting the frosting on and it just slipped right off because it was so warm. All right, now we are gonna make our frosting. So thankfully I have two of these. One is the one that came with my mixer, so that I can make my frosting and not have to move that dough out of there. This one here. All right, we are gonna make our peppermint cream cheese frosting. So we're gonna do, who's in here over here? Half a cup of butter softened, 4 ounces of cream cheese. I did double that because you can never have enough frosting. My dogs are right underneath me. So I've got my butter, I've got my cream cheese. Like I said, I did double it because you can never have enough, especially when you frost your own cookies. You always tend to put a little bit more than normal. All right, so we got butter, cream cheese. Ooh, AJ, definitely take pictures and let me know how it goes. Yes, peppermint cream cheese frosting. Yes, doubling the frosting. So we've got double the amount of butter, double the amount of cream cheese. So then we need half a teaspoon of vanilla times 2 because we are doubling it. Started cleaning up after myself, and the things I put away I'm going to need again. So half a teaspoon. So I'm doing a full teaspoon of vanilla. And then half a teaspoon of peppermint extract. Little goes a long way, you guys, so be careful with this peppermint extract. It is strong, but it goes really, really well with that cream cheese frosting. Then we do 2 to 2.5 cups of powdered sugar. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna mix this together. Grab my other whisk. I'm gonna mix my butter and my peppermint extract and everything together first, so it's nice and creamy. You want it nice and fluffy, as fluffy as you can get it. I usually turn this on and walk away and forget about it. It makes it super light, super fluffy, super amazing. I also do that after I add the powdered sugar in. I like to kind of walk away from it. And then it gets nice and fluffy and delicious. Learned the hard way making peppermint patties. Oh, you put too much peppermint. So I'm gonna stop it for a second. I'm gonna scrape down the sides. I love this spatula for this bowl because it has a little catch on it around the bottom of it so that you can scrape down the sides. So this right here catches on the edge of the bowl, and then you can just scrape around. I like it. I don't get to use it that often because I don't use this bowl that often anymore because it is smaller. My other one I want to say is the 6 quart, and I want to say this is maybe a 3. Nice and fluffy, nice and mixed in. Yeah, Grayson's still missing his pants. He tried to put some on, but was unsuccessful and gave up and walked away from them. I definitely will use a lot of your recipes. I'm a chef myself, but I cannot bake. Oh, AJ, you're sweet. I am not a professional by any shape or form, but I'm glad I could help you. The link for my mixer for my KitchenAid mixer, I can send you the link for it. They're pretty expensive. My husband got mine, I would say 4 years ago for Christmas, and they probably run some sales every once in a while. All right, I'm gonna wipe this out. It's got our flour in it still and some extract from me setting the measuring cup in there. I always have to wash my towels after I bake at all. They're always like just a flour powdered sugar disaster. So we're gonna do 2 to 2.5 cups of powdered sugar. I did 2 cups last night. It says depending on like the consistency that you want, and I don't like it to be super thick when it comes to my cream cheese frostings. And just do either half a cup or a cup at a time. So I did double my recipe, so I'm gonna be doing about 4 cups of powdered sugar. Kareen, these cookies are so good. So you always want to do a little bit at a time when it comes to your powdered sugar so that you don't overwhelm it. If you do it all at once, it will not mix well, it won't incorporate, it won't get light and fluffy for you. So that's what I do recommend. Always make sure you get in there and get these sides scooped down so that it's all mixed in. They say the key to a sugar cookie is to slightly underbake it. Slightly underbake them and let them cool because they will keep baking after you pull them out. And you don't want to overbake a sugar cookie because then they are just not the way they're supposed to be. So we're just gonna do a little powdered sugar at a time. Yes, Renee, I can do that. Did you get your sound back, Renee? Or did you just, are you listening on your husband's phone and typing on yours? I'm making a powdered sugar mess like always. That's the only hard thing with this smaller mixing bowl is that less room for the powdered sugar to puff up. We have about a minute left on our cookies, you guys. So I'm gonna peek at it here in a second. My 2-year-old is making a pillow blanket bed in the middle of the kitchen. It's his favorite thing to do. So I'm gonna peek at these cookies. Always let that heat out, you guys. I don't want you guys burning your faces or melting anything. They look good. My ones from the refrigerator, you guys, look weird. They look kind of, I'm sure it didn't help that I wasn't able to form them completely, but I don't know. I know it does kind of look like it's smoking with that powdered sugar up in the air. So I'm going to pull them out and I'm going to let them cool a little bit, and then I will show you guys what they look like. I'm going to keep my oven on because once I sign off with you guys, I'm going to make the other amounts of cookies, however many that will be, but I will spare you guys the extra cookies and just finish up this powdered sugar. And then, does anybody have any idea how many cups I've done yet? Totally lost the cups. It's still no sound. I'm still typing on mine. That's what I would do. I wouldn't be able to share a phone for my husband. I'd be like, give it to me, I want to say something. Give it to me, I want to say something. So I would do the same thing. Multitask it. Anybody can answer my question, you guys? I want to say this is 3, but I don't know. Maybe it's 4. Really get it nice and mixed in, you guys. You want it nice, light, and fluffy. Amy, they're so good. Peppermint sugar cookies are to die for. Thank you, Carol. So this is 3. We're gonna do one more, and see how our consistency is, because it's starting to get good right now. So I would think 4 we will be good. It's 4 because I am doubling the frosting. So if you were just tuning in, normally with the recipe you're only doing 2.5 cups of powdered sugar, but I doubled my frosting because you can never have enough frosting. And like I have explained, I like to frost my own cookies just one at a time as I eat them, instead of frosting them all and then trying to figure out how to store 40 cookies in an airtight container. What'd you throw away? What'd you throw away? Anybody see what he threw away? Anybody? Makes you nervous when a 2-year-old throws something away. All right, you guys. I'm going to scrape down the sides of this. Wherever that went. I'm not the most organized person when it comes to the kitchen, but I do clean up after myself once I'm done. Unless my husband is home, and then he's awesome and he usually cleans for me because he loves dishes, and I'm not good at loading the dishwasher, and he is like a Tetris pro at it, and so he usually tells me to leave so that he can do it without making a mess. All right. Let that mix in a little bit longer. Right? I have the TV remote. I keep that away from him. He loves remotes. But I am going to check and see what he threw away. Gray, you don't throw this away. He threw away the Tupperware that his chicken nuggets were in. Whoops, I'm glad I checked. Yeah. All right. So I will show you what kind of consistency you're looking for with this frosting. Solid enough that it's, not dripping and drooping everywhere, but you don't want it too pasty or tacky, or I don't even know what the word is. You want it nice and smooth, kind of a whipped consistency. If you accidentally add too much powdered sugar, just a tablespoon at a time, no more than that, a tablespoon at a time, add a little bit of milk to thin it out. You can fix it if you've gone too far with the powdered sugar. Yep, I grabbed 2 Tupperwares out, Jody. He did, yes, please stop. Okay, thank you. I got a new plant from one of my friends, and it has bags over it, and he's like ripping the bags off of it. Yes, I know the boys will want to do that bad. They will be licking the batter or the beater soon. So that is the kind of consistency you want with it. There is a way to fix it if you've gone too far with the powdered sugar. You can just thin it out with either heavy whipping cream or milk. I got one of my giveaway winners an awesome set of whisks, and they make them for the KitchenAid mixer too, and it's this piece, and you slide on and it gets all of these pieces clean. How awesome to be able to do that and then just eat it. It's like the hardest thing. Maybe that's why, because then it slows the kids down. I remember my grandma giving it to us, and we just have to sit there and like lick the different parts, but they make something now that it I don't know, it's awesome. Thank you, AJ. That's probably a dream, is to make a book, but for now we're just gonna do this and hang out. You want cheese? Let's close this. Thank you. All right, who wants this?
Me.
You eat your cheese and then I'll give you some. Okay? My 2-year-old is regretting grabbing cheese out of the fridge because brother got the the frosting beater, and Grayson got a piece of cheese, but that's what he wanted out of the fridge. All right, here we go, you guys. Hopefully, still pretty warm, but here is our cookie, just barely golden brown on the bottom. You can bake them longer if you like it that way, but I baked them about like this last night, and they were perfect on the inside. Nice and fluffy, not doughy anymore. Fluffy, delicious. Okay, so this is the dough that was room temperature. We will see the dough that was refrigerated. So this is what it looks like when it was refrigerated. It's not as neat. It has a different color to it. It's a little darker in color. They were in there about 9 minutes. It says 9 to 12. I did it about 9 last night, and they're really good. Okay. My dad was right. So when it comes to like the buttery richness, the ones that were refrigerated taste way richer, I guess would be the word. The ones that weren't refrigerated are kind of like a shortbread consistency, kind of light and airy and not super rich. It definitely changed the flavor. So I would say if you want a very rich, yummy cookie, rich and creamy and buttery, I would refrigerate it. If you want more of an airy, light cookie so that your frosting can really play a note in it, I would say leave it room temperature. But that's how I eat my cookies. Once they're cooled down, I'll frost them up real pretty and nice and take pictures for you guys. So you can either use this, so you put your frosting on, and then you just sprinkle this over the top of your frosting and it makes them nice and pretty. Or you can take the peppermint candies that you broke up. You can take the peppermint candies that you broke up and sprinkle that over the top of the cookie, which is what my dad and I did 2 years ago. Super good, adds extra crunch to it and things like that. This is nice for kids, and to help you with it, it's a lot easier on your teeth because it's not those big candies. But this has a lot more sugar. This is peppermint sugar, where this is peppermint candies, and they just have a little bit of a different taste and consistency and stuff. I didn't get these off of my Sprinkle membership. I've never gone on their website to see if they had peppermint ones. I'm sure they do, but they send me more decorative ones. So you can get it, either Betty Crocker makes peppermint sugar, or Over the Top is another brand that makes the glitzy peppermint sugar crystals. Either way they work, they just are to decorate. You don't have to add sprinkles at all or the peppermint candies at all. You can just frost it with the peppermint cream cheese frosting and eat it, and you'll be just fine. So I'm gonna keep baking because I have a lot of batter to get through and figure out why my kids are fighting. But we do need to do a giveaway. So I almost forgot about that, and I didn't do one earlier today. Grayson, come here, baby. You want a cookie? No, my kids don't get a lot of candy. I don't think they've ever had Pop Rocks. Grayson, come here, baby. You want a cookie? And he's mad that brother's got the little whisk with the frosting on it. Grayson, come here. I have a cookie for you. You want a cookie? You want a cookie, baby? He's crying downstairs for whatever reason, but my 4-year-old is up here, so I'm not sure why he's mad. But I'm gonna go grab Grayson, and then we're gonna do our giveaway. What happened? What? I gotta cook. Come get a cookie. Can you go get a cookie? Alright, you guys. I figured out why he was upset. He was... Grayson was upset because he was thirsty and his sippy cup was downstairs. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and right now my 2-year-old is actually more of a stink than my 4-year-old, but I think it's mostly because he can't talk, so we can't communicate, and so he gets frustrated. But we're gonna do our giveaway. The cookies are so good, you guys. Yeah, my son, my 4-year-old, if you give him any kind of sugar, he is the biggest a-hole you will ever meet. So we try to avoid it as much as possible. No cookie, no juice, no like gummies or anything like that. We'll try to avoid it as much as possible because he seriously is the biggest butthead. And we didn't learn it until he was about probably 9 months, and we were at a birthday party and I gave him a cupcake. And then about 30 minutes later, he was biting kids. So ever since then, we've kind of tried to limit the sugar as much as possible. All right, do a giveaway. I wish I had 4 arms because I would be making more cookie dough and putting it in the oven, but I don't. So I'm gonna have to wait and do it after we do our giveaway. So we have Sue Bailey. They are so delicious. Sherry by Conan. Corinne Hart. Franny Robinson. Who are you telling to stop? Dad, who's supposed to stop?
No.
Say thank you. Can you say thank you? Can you say thank you? Megan Clark, April Page. What am I supposed to tell you about the sprinkles, Dad? I already explained the sprinkles. You want me to explain the sprinkles again, Dad? Kathy, Mary Jo, Courtney. Courtney, you just jump on for the giveaway, girl. I see you. Cindy Whelan. Is that good, Cookie Buddy? He laid down in his little kitchen bed and is eating his cookie. Kathy, Courtney A, Cindy Whelans, Sherry LaPointe, Janice Anders, Sandra, Palmer, Amy Jones. Hi Evelyn, how are you? AJ Billings. April, don't add your name, you just won. You got it, April. I appreciate it, you guys. I try to, give you guys all a chance and let you guys win multiple times if you want to. But if you don't mind me not entering your name in after you've just won, I'd appreciate it so that it gives other people a chance to win. It's super awesome of you guys to do that, and I do appreciate that. Heather Frank. What do you want to hear about, Dad? I already talked about the sprinkles. You want to hear about the Sprinkle Club? Because it's super awesome. Sprinkle Club. Hold on while I write this name in. Heather Frank, AJ Billings, Monisha, Gabby, I got you. So the monthly Sprinkle Membership Club, we get 3 sprinkles in the mail, and they're super, super awesome. Super decorative, fun sprinkles that they send you, which is super cool. They've got like little balls and little different colors and different patterns. Super awesome. And we just pay a monthly membership fee. It's Sprinkle Direct Club or something like that. I will put the link in the description. I like it because I like monthly subscription boxes and stuff, but I wanted to get my son one that wasn't toys and stuff, and that's the one that I found that was both exciting for me and him, so that I could bake for him and he could pick the sprinkles that he got in the mail. So that's what I love about it. Jennifer Marie, Jesus Medina. It's okay, Francesca. I've kind of been all over the place as far as timing goes, so it does happen. Francesca Duke. I was making peppermint sugar cookies. Evelyn drinking wine. That sounds amazing. I was making peppermint sugar cookies. They're so good, so delicious. We've already eaten 2 as we've been sitting here. I did give part of one to my son. Sue Bailey, Carol Evelo, Jennifer Marie, are you saying yes please for the Sprinkle Club? You got it, I will make sure. Okay, so I feel like I might have missed a bunch of people, so I'm gonna kind of scroll up and check it out and see, because I feel like my phone might have jumped through it for whatever reason. But Jenna, Sherry, Mary Jo, Sherry, Corinne, I got all of you guys. Thank you. I actually put makeup on today. Went to take my son to school. He had to be to school an hour and 15 minutes before his program. So I raced out of the house and I was dressed. I just didn't have any makeup on or anything. So I sat in the parking lot and had an hour to do my makeup. So this is what we get. The best makeup I've had in a long time, and I did it in the parking lot. Yep, I'll do the mixer, you guys, and the Sprinkle Direct Club. Best ever peppermint sugar cookies. AJ, where is your restaurant? My dad and I are huge foodies, so if you tell me where and when, I will come. Yes, the Sprinkle Club. I will do it. Okay, I'm going to go through the names really quick, you guys, because I feel like I'm missing a bunch of you, and I don't want to miss you. So if I finish this list and you don't hear your name, please comment it. So I have Sue Bailey, Sherry by Conan, Corinne Hart, Franny Robinson, Megan Clark, Dean Rasmussen, Mary Jo, Kathy Kamen, Courtney A, Cindy Whelans, Sherry LaPointe, Janice Anders, Sandra Fulmer, Amy Jones, AJ Billings, Heather Frank, Monisha Baptist, Jennifer Marie, Jesus Medina, Francesca Duke, Evelyn Healy, Carol Evelo, Sue Bailey, Miranda Martell, and Rose Kroll. Jody Hahn. You guys, if you commented and I didn't say it and I'm still not saying it, just put an emoji and it might come through. Sometimes it filters. North Carolina. Dad, we have family in North Carolina, right? Looks just like her mother, thankfully. Thanks, Dad. Thank you. I kind of went out of my box with the lipstick and regretted it, but it was lip stain. So it's not going anywhere until I wash my face tonight. Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. I think I could handle a vacation there. Sue, I have you twice. Thank you for being honest. That happens sometimes. I lose my mind. Yes, Sue, I had you first and I had you in the middle. Okay. Sue, will you pick a number between 1 and 10? You know what? Let's pick a number between 1 and 10. I always try to fix Sandra. It won't let me capitalize her first letter of her last name, and it bothers me. And so I have to go back and capitalize it because it drives me crazy. Alex, thanks. I got you with all your emojis now. Bill, I got you, Bill. Christy, is she anywhere near that location, Dad? Is she anywhere near Atlantic Beach, North Carolina? Probably not. We love seafood, my dad and I, and then my husband. And it's important that my husband loves seafood because he'll be the one funding the trip. So he would love it. My 4-year-old loves crawfish and crab and lobster. I love crab and crawfish sometimes, but it's mostly my dad and my husband that love seafood. I got Bill. Yep. I got Bill Winfield, Alex Banks, Jody Hahn, Rose Kroll. So I've got Jesus Medina. I just don't know if his wife has given up on typing. I did have a pet crawfish and he lasted a year. You guys, we had a pet crawfish. So we have a seafood guide that comes up and brings us live crawfish in the summertime. And we went there and we kept going every time he came. And we brought Kingston, and he was 2 at the time, maybe younger, and saw the crawfish and was so excited. And the guy picked the biggest one out and gave it to us. And we kept it in a tank for a year and fed it goldfish. And it was awesome. Oh, wow, AJ, that's awesome. That would be super cool. That would be awesome. That would be crazy. I don't think I'd be comfortable if you paid for the trip. But our meal would be good. I could do that. Kathy Baker. I got you, Kathy Baker. I'm just waiting on Sue Bailey to pick a number between 1 and 10, and then we will do our giveaway. So then I can, thank you, buddy. So then I can do our giveaway and then get this other cookie dough into the oven. Just waiting, Sue, if you're listening. Sue, a number between 1 and 10. Where do you live, a seafood guy? We live in Minot, North Dakota, and it's a guy and his dad, actually, and they live in Louisiana, and they spend their summers catching all sorts of different seafood and fish and clams and oysters or whatever, and then they package it up every 2 weeks, I think, or every other week, and they make a trip and they get all the way up the Midwest, and they stop in all of our states and serve us seafood at really reasonable prices because our grocery stores don't get good stuff. You picked 3. Perfect. It's weird that sometimes I don't see it. Blue crab and shrimp and clams and mussels and oysters in a low boil. Yum, that sounds yummy. I love mussels. My husband loves mussels and oysters, and who am I kidding? He loves all seafood. Okay, perfect. So we got 3. But yeah, so that is our seafood guy. It sounds funny, but he's awesome. He goes to Wyoming, Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota. I'm trying to think of all the states I see on his route, but he's super awesome. He runs it with his dad, and they make it as much as possible, Renee, but I feel like they have trouble sometimes. But it's super awesome because our grocery stores get their crawfish and they're like this big, and it's a joke, and it's the price of real big crawfish, and so we hate having to get it frozen, and they come live nipping, crapping little crawfish, and you have to, keep them on top of a cool ice chest, and it's fun, and they're fun to play with, and our dogs like playing with crawfish, and so it's fun. That's awesome, AJ. Fresh is always best. All right. So we're doing number 3 today. Number 3. We're going to do the 3rd egg. And when I do pull your name, I do remove it to keep the odds in everyone's favor. So number 1, Kathy. Number 2, Dad. And number 3, Jennifer Marie. Jennifer Marie. You are winner chicken dinner. Just message me your shipping information and I will get something sent off to you. I usually do food and cooking related items. If you want to see what kind of stuff you can win, just cruise on over to my page or my website, and I have pictures of what people have won in the past. You have vids of me and Nola, better than crawfish, seeing you play the Cajun music. Yeah, Bree still brings that up. I'm pretty toasty in a lot of the videos from New Orleans, but it was fun. We went to New Orleans and we partied all day, and then once it started to get crazy as the sun went down, we would go back to our hotel and sleep. So we tried to stay safe out there. We were young girls by ourselves. My dad would poop out early too, so we stayed safe. Congratulations, Jennifer. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I have a lot of peppermint cookies to keep making. I've got this dough and I've got this dough. So I'm going to be making more peppermint cookies. And then I will get the last giveaway winners. Their giveaway prizes will probably be sent off tonight. And then we can all sit back and enjoy the holidays. I've got a recipe tomorrow to do. And a recipe. Let's look. So we've got... we already did our cheesy ranch mix. Tomorrow is cream cheese coconut treats. I'll put the recipe on tonight. The next day is gluten-free sugar cookies. So if you're gluten-free, I am doing a recipe for you. And then on the 23rd, I'll just be doing quick cheesy pull-apart rolls. Super easy for any meal that you have with a lot of people. Super yummy, just cupcake tin with some dough and cheese and some seasonings, and then they pull apart really easy and yummy and gooey. Then we did our peppermint cookies today, so then I won't see you again until the night of New Year's Eve, and we'll do some little party treats for that. I haven't thought of what treats we're gonna do yet, but that's what we will do. They don't get the frosting bowl, but they did. I'm sure you guys saw this before I handed it off, and so this is what it looks like now. So tomorrow, some coconut treats. Sunday, I don't remember what. Oh, Sunday are gluten-free cookies. Monday is our cheesy pull-apart rolls, and then you won't see me until New Year's Eve. So I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your night. Make these peppermint cookies because they are so worth it. And I will see you guys tomorrow for a coconut treat. Super easy to make. I don't think we bake anything in these. I think it's just mixing and rolling and cooling and dyeing, and that's about it. And by dyeing, I mean coloring the food. All right. Have a good night, you guys. Bye.